All right, hello everybody. If you can actually see me live in chat, please let me know. YouTube tends to add anywhere between a 10-second to 30-second delay. So I'm not always sure if y'all are caught up with me. But anyway, welcome to our CodeJam live stream. We'll be reviewing the top 10 projects for the CodeJam. We'll be going through all of the demos, and all of that good stuff. So I'm going to give it a couple of minutes while people filter in and everything. I know that I am a chronically late person, so I don't like starting on time, in solidarity for the other chronically late people. So otherwise, let me know what y'all have been working on today in terms of Python. Because I know for me, mostly, it's just been setting up all of the various projects. Bonus cookies for anyone who used Docker. I made my life much simpler. But overall, all the projects are actually really nice to get set up. So good job, y'all. I know that some of you might even be taking part in Pi Week. So in addition to watching this stream, you have about 5 hours to finish coding your Pi Week game. Before you have to upload or have to begin the upload process. So good luck for those both in the stream, but also finishing Pi Week. We don't always like to overlap events, but sometimes it's kind of unavoidable. All right, so we have someone creating an experimental full stack framework. That sounds really cool. A mapping system for a game. That sounds kind of perfect for Pi Week. Really, really cool things. And of course, some of you have also just been like busy with real life things, which is also very understandable. Like, that's totally fine. All right, I think it's finally time that I share my screen. Okay, so I'm going to be mostly talking about our, is that more legible? Sorry, I'm looking at my StreamYard link to make sure that y'all can see my own stream. Because what's legible for me is very different from what's legible for y'all. But otherwise, I'm going to get started. The first and foremost, is I'm going to talk about what the CodeJam is. I know we have some folks with us in stream who might have just heard about this for the first time or like weren't with us throughout the entire CodeJam process. So I'm going to go through and sort of explain everything. So our Summer CodeJam is a yearly event that we host where we have people sign up, pass a small coding test that we call our qualifier. If people can pass our qualifier, then we'll put them into teams. We're then tasking these randomly thrown together teams, mostly random. We sort by time zone. We throw them together and we're like, hey, you have 10 days to make a project using this technology. And by the way, it has to follow this theme as well. And then people get together, make awesome projects, and we get to judge it. So it's a pretty great opportunity to learn teamwork, what coding in an environment looks like. It doesn't quite have as high stakes as something like other open source projects. It's a great way to get your feet wet in terms of what it looks like to make a project with a team and how to work with others. Because just like in real life, you don't always get to pick your coworkers. So again, this is our process. We have to pass our qualifier, which we'll be going over just briefly. And our qualifier is to make sure that the folks who join our CodeJam both feel confident in their Python skills, that they feel confident they can contribute meaningfully, and to make sure that all the teams are capable of making more complex projects and of contributing meaningfully. Pretty much anyone who is a little bit past the beginner stage, like is comfortable with the Python basics and is diving into more intermediate things, you can easily pass our qualifier. Then after that, you get sorted into teams. You're given a theme and technology to use, and then 10 days to make a project. And then 3 days to also create a video that we then use to pick our top 10, that we then give a full in-depth code review. It's quite a lot of stages. You can also find all of our information on our website on pythondiscord.com. It's under events. If you go here, and you can click the code gem. So you can see here that we have our qualifier. Our qualifier this year was fun because we incorporated just a little bit of async code, just a little bit. But essentially it was your responsibility to create and manage sort of restaurant orders. As customers are putting orders in, you have to assign them to servers and manage that. It wasn't a difficult task once you figured out what you had to do, but that was our trick. Some assignments are difficult in terms of actually coding it, and others are difficult in like parsing the requirements. For this one, we wanted to focus more on the parsing requirement side, making sure you understand the structure and how everything goes through. So pretty good stuff. We have some great things. So take a look here. I believe in a lot of the forks, you can also see solutions because solutions are allowed to be uploaded as well. I'd recommend if you're looking for a bit of a challenge and you haven't completed a qualifier, give it a shot. See what you learn. It's pretty fun. And you can see there all of the steps and everything. So in addition to the qualifier, another thing that we do for this code jam is that for our top 10 projects that we choose from all of the videos that are submitted, is that we give an in-depth code review. People have poured tremendous amounts of energy and time into making these projects, and we want to make sure that we can make it a learning opportunity as well. So something that we have is, these are our top 10 teams, and this is our repository on Python Discord, CodeJam9. And we have pull requests where we will take all of their code and review it file by file, point out things that are really nice, that like, oh, that's really awesome that you did that. That's a great idea. You like pointing out things that are done well, and also things that may have been done better. Again, so code reviews is a collaborative process. No one can write flawless code on like their first time. Like that's just not how code works. It's about learning together and making sure the code through an iterative process is the best that it can be. So you can see here different comments and things. Let's take a look at one of the projects that I reviewed. I think we'll do the top one, Old Fashioned Orcs. I apparently had quite a lot to say on this one. But you can see here that I left a review. So I talk about overall my thoughts, like documentation, the README is excellent. But then I also talk about things that could have been improved. Like I liked the type hints when they were there. When they weren't there, I missed them. So maybe including more type hints, which is rare for you to hear me say that because I'm usually not a fan of type hints. But like something like this, hey, you use pathlib, that's awesome. Pathlib is definitely the way to go for when manipulating like file paths in OSs. So you are more than welcome. Anyone is welcome to sort of read through the code reviews. I know that when I participated in the code jam as a participant back in the summer of 2020, looking at other teams' code reviews was incredibly helpful. Just seeing what other teams did and seeing what was good about what they did. What are things that I can improve in the future? Things like that. So you can see here that I have some strong opinions on if you have a class and every method is a static method, maybe it doesn't need to be a class. But these are, again, reviews. It's a collaborative process. Not everyone agrees with me, especially about this. So this is some great stuff. I'd recommend that if you're part of the code jam, even if you weren't in the top 10, take a look at the code reviews for the top 10. You're bound to take away something that can also be applied to your actual code jam project or to future projects. So I definitely recommend, like, the best way to learn, especially once you've sort of got the fundamentals of Python down, is to code projects and then get feedback about those projects. And that's the purpose of the code jam. And otherwise, that's pretty much the process for the code jam. Any other questions? I'll pause here just in case anyone has questions about what the review process might have looked like, what the judging process is, all sorts of things. So I'll pause for a minute or two. Over in our Discord chat, I see not implemented, being a bit amazed at the number of tabs I have open. Close friends of mine know that this is probably about the fewest number of tabs I'll have open. So I'm usually much more of a tab hoarder than anything else. A question from the Discord chat, Harshal. The CodeJam9 repo will always be public, always be available. We're not going to remove it. It's sort of there as a as like a snapshot of teams' projects and code reviews to stay there. In fact, I believe you can still see our Code Jam 8. I don't know if I know the URL for this. Yeah, you can even see last year's pull requests. So if you want to look at last year's projects and look at their reviews, like for instance, let's look at Scholarly Skunks, you can see what other folks did. And the reviews will always be there, just sort of snapped in place for you to review in the future. Here's a great review by one of our DevOps folks, Fulsey. So, loved uses of Python, commit quality, room for improvement, great comments and things. Question from TJ. When is the next Code Jam? So the next Code Jam will be in 2023. Going to be honest, I have no idea when. It will likely be in the summer just because our events calendar is pretty full and there isn't much wiggle room elsewhere. And also putting it in the summer gives us time in the winter to prep for it. So take a look out for summer 2023. If anything changes, we'll definitely put out an announcement though. Oh, good comment from Ride or Hitchhike. The example that I pointed out, they always had the information they needed passed into the functions. They were never sharing state. That was the other half of that. If it's in a class and everything's static and it's not sharing state, it doesn't need a class. But other people disagree with me. Some people like to use static methods in a class as like an organizational scheme, which is fine. That's just not my personal preference. All right. And moving forward, the one thing that I do want to say is people don't put in all of this time and effort for nothing. We have prizes thanks to our sponsors. We have 3 lovely, lovely sponsors. DigitalOcean, which has been a sponsor of our Code Jam for a couple of Code Jams now. JetBrains, we're a big fan of JetBrains, especially PyCharm. And one of our newer sponsors, Replit. So thank you to these sponsors. They're providing prizes that we can give out to our winning teams. For DigitalOcean, it's credits on DigitalOcean platform that you can use to host VMs, spin up droplets. For JetBrains, we have 1-year professional licenses we can give out to your IDE, your JetBrains IDE of choice. And for Replit, we're able to give every person on the winning teams, all 3 of them, the winner and then the 2 runner-ups, every person on those teams gets 3 months of the hacker plan on Replit. So you can use that to experiment with other languages and all sorts of fun stuff. So recommend checking out the sponsors if you get a chance. They are great supporters of us and we're big, big fans. In addition, I'm also going to give a little bit of shout out to DigitalOcean before we really dive into the code reviews. DigitalOcean, again, longtime sponsor for us. They always are able to give us great prizes to help supplement the community and make the Code Jam engaging. So DigitalOcean is when you want scalable compute platform with storage, security, and monitoring capabilities. I know that we love their usage of I need to imitate one of our owners, Joe, Kubernetes or Kubernetes. You get droplets, which are great ways to just quickly spin up Docker containers as you need them to. All sorts of great things for seamless management of infrastructure. Data centers all across the world, in Toronto, Amsterdam, Singapore, San Francisco. And again, I know that I use DigitalOcean droplets every once in a while, and it's always been a seamless experience. So anyone who is watching the stream is able to try DigitalOcean. If you scan that QR code, I'll also make sure this is posted later on. You can get $100 in credits and a 60-day free trial. And you can also go to the Developer Cloud URL there. So give it a shot. And thank you again to our sponsors. And one of our other prizes is also courtesy of our Patreons. We have a Patreon for the server, and if you contribute to it, those funds go towards events like this. We actually get to offer Python Discord themed merch for our winning team. And a lot of the Patreon funds go right into supporting that so we can make events like this that are really engaging. So thank you to our Patreons. All right, otherwise, I believe it is time that we get started with the live demos. So y'all are going to have to bear with me for this part because I am running a lot of different containers, and like all of the projects are using WebSockets, which means that they're relying on like communicating between two different computers. I am not going to be using two different computers, so I'm going to be imitating both clients at once, communicating through WebSockets. It'll be a great time. So we're going to get started. The first team that I'm going to be looking at are the Artful Angels. Let's take a look at their README and see what their project was like. So the Artful Angels did Bug Sweeper. So it's a modern Minesweeper with totally no bugs. Some doubts about that. And actually, I'm going to pause. I totally forgot. For our co-jam, the theme and technology that we tasked participants with using is participants had to use WebSockets as the technology, and the theme was it's a feature, not a bug. So what that actually means is up to interpretation, but certainly a bunch of different options that you can do there. But a lot of them involved saying, hey, what if something that would normally be considered a bug gets turned into a feature? That was a common interpretation of the theme, so we're going to be checking it out. We're going to be looking at team repository readmes first. Let's see what the team has to say about the project, and then I'll dive in and demo it. And apparently, this preview, this readme, will actually update to match your system theme. All of my web browsers are on light theme. Y'all can die mad about it because I like living in sunlight. So let's take a look. Preview, they have a really nice looking lobby. They show you a screenshot of active games. It looks like it's cooperative Minesweeper. They also have a helpful command list. There might be commands in addition to Minesweeper. I've never played that kind of Minesweeper before. And how to play. So they also host their own. I'm going to be running mine locally. And they show you exactly how you can play. So great README. It showcases the project, how to actually like play with the project and everything. And here are the bugs that you can discover through different commands in chat that we'll go through. And the README also goes through dev installation. They use Docker. Thank you for using Docker. Definitely much helpful. And they talk about all of their technologies used. So I hope y'all are ready for some Minesweeper. I've already pre-built all the containers, so it shouldn't take minutes to build them. That's what I was doing prior to the stream. And I don't actually remember which localhost it is. It's 8080. And I believe this team has also hosted it online, so I don't know if the link in the repository still works or not, but try it out. So we're going to make a new game. I'm going to keep these lists of commands open so I actually remember what they are. And let's join. All right, so already pretty nice. It's telling me that one person is here, and that's the room code. So let's pretend that I am Matmail. Got the room code. Let's join. And we have 2 people. So pretty cool. Very nicely styled. Now, the fun thing about this is, because I tested this beforehand, you can have more than 2 people play. Like, you can have many, many people play Minesweeper together. So I'm going to do 3 people for this. Let's nickname Dave. And this lobby code is 87739. So now we have 3 people. Once the game starts, no users can join. Tested that earlier. Not going to showcase that on stream because then I have to like restart it all, and I don't want to. So my turn, Cat, and I also type here, hi. And so this is the magic of WebSockets. This is why the events team was really excited about picking this technology. WebSockets will relay information, essentially broadcast it, and they'll connect all of the different clients. So what's happening here is that I have my 3 different clients, which is my cat, Dave, and Modmail. Technically, these can be connected from anywhere. They all talk to a central server, and that server will relay all of the data, like any messages I type or things like that, any information. It'll just relay it all across. This is actually how Discord does all of its chat applications, all the messages coming in so fast. That's not an API request. That's using WebSockets. So that's why we're really excited to choose this technology. We got people, kind of discovered people like, hey, check out this awesome technology and check out all the awesome things you can do with it. It's not just for chat rooms. You can like relay moves. You can have game state match sync in perfectly. Pretty awesome stuff that you can do with WebSockets. So my turn, and let's play some Minesweeper. I will be taking suggestions for which things to hit, so just let me know. I don't think I can zoom in much more. I think this is about the most I can zoom. So now it's Modmail's turn, which is, this is Modmail. Okay, so I know for a fact that is, give me 1 second. There we go. I'm going to reset because I think, there we go. I couldn't actually see the flag because of zooming in. All right, so I think that is a bomb. Cool, cool, cool. And now it's, I'm going to exit out of that. I think I messed it up just a little bit. My bad. Let's do Joe Mama. And the game already started. I think this is my fault because I zoomed in and out, and that made it a little bit messed up. But what I will do is we're going to start a new game because I'm very good at finding bugs in games. Let's try again. All right. Dave. Game code is 55387. So we have a question from Alan H. This is using Django. So it's using something called Django channels, which is essentially how Django implements that sort of broadcaster and consumer relationship that's common in WebSockets. And what's this person's name? We'll do Joe Mama. Sorry, Joe. Your name is too good to not make fun of. All right, there we go. So now it's Dave's turn. I believe that is the one. I believe that's a bomb, and that one. And let's play it a little bit risky. Let's click out in the middle. Okay, so we're good. And Vester, who is one of the, I believe is the team leader for Artful Angels. The bug that I found with that is just because I am hosting 3 clients on one computer, which is not how WebSockets are supposed to work. So I'm treading a fine edge here of how WebSockets are actually supposed to be used. So you can occasionally find a couple of bugs because of how web browsers work in caching. So now it's my turn. So I am Joe Mama. And again, I can type hi, great stuff. We're going to press random buttons, and I found a mine. So Joe Mama's dead. Immediately, you can see across all the clients, you can see 2 people alive, 1's dead, and server. Joe Mama has died. But this is where I want to see a couple of different commands. First thing is back at the cat screen. If I type delete, it will just reveal something that's automatically saved for me. So that's pretty fun. Just typing delete reveals a safe square. Unfortunately, if Joe is feeling a bit retribution-y, if Joe is like, that's some BS, I don't like that, Joe can type close, and it hides the board again. So that's fun. If you're this, you could easily turn Minesweeper competitive with this. And there are a couple of other commands, like if let's say it's Dave's turn, what if Dave just does winner? Haha, with this magical command, Dave is the only one alive again. Fantastic. And I believe every once in a while, there's a chance that if you type new, you can come back alive. So you can easily make Minesweeper competitive with these fun bugs. So great job, Artful Angels. This has been fun to play. It looks so nice, and I love how all the information is relayed across. Hey, and I'm back. And it's Dave's turn. And you can just keep playing. All right, so thank you. I'm going to drop down this Docker container now. Next year, I think I'm definitely picking a technology that doesn't require the internet because it makes it much easier to test. Okay, and next up, the team that we're going to be showing is Cerebral Centaurs with their game called Drawn. So what they're doing is they have a central WebSocket server that I'm running here, and then I have to load up different clients to connect. Their game does require 3 clients to start up. So there is client 1. There's client 2. Don't judge me on my shells, because I have all of these in VS Code that run the servers, and then all of my clients are in Windows Terminal. And some of them require like multiple clients. So, you know, I'm a little bit of a tap hoarder, just a little though. Quick interrupting question. How does my PowerShell 7 look like ZSH? I have a couple of fun add-ons that I don't remember. I'd have to double check my PS1 file. I believe a couple of others have similar config, so I can find that information out for you later. But I did this like last year, and I have no memory of what I did. I think it's hold on. It's dash PowerShell. I think that's what I use. I think my PowerShell or whatever, but like shortened to just the abbreviations. Okay, anyway, I believe we have all 3 clients here. But before we do that, because I definitely remember, let's go take a look at the README, because let's see what this project is even about. And READMEs are a great way to do that. So we have Drawn by the Cerebral Centaurs. So what if you want to play something fun with your friends, but you are so fed up with all the popular games? That means you haven't seen Drawn by Cerebral Centaurs yet. So it's based on an old school Pictionary game where like people, one person will draw something given a word, and that word is secret, and everyone else has to guess the original word based on their drawing. But it looks like there are additional surprises waiting for the person who draws each turn. So looking at the game, looks like we have different difficulty levels, easy, medium, and hard. We can create rooms that has different keys. Oh, that's nice. You can click the game ID /code, and it automatically copies it for you, so you can give it to your friends. You can then join the room, start the game, and the game has a random amount of turns between 3 and 15. And the turn duration is picked at random too. All right, so let's look at the general gameplay. Each turn, I have to draw a word displayed on my screen, and others have to guess it. We have 4 tools available. We have the freehand line, the rectangle, a frame, and an eraser, and we can also pick random colors. And then players can guess it by chat, and the first person to type the correct word wins. And this is a fun feature. The person who has to draw this can't say the word in chat. Instead, it'll be censored. That's a really cool feature. And here we go. Here's where the theme comes in. So they approach the CodeJam theme by implementing intentional bugs along the way in the form of mischievous goblin attacks. So each turn, with some delay, a dirty goblin will try to mess up our drawing. So there are 4 tricks that he can spawn. There's an earthquake where it shakes your canvas. There's a landslide where it just moves your canvas. There's Pac-Man where he will eat your drawing. And Snail where he'll just slow down your tools. And then sometimes he'll actually just let us draw peacefully, which will be nice. So it looks like they used it with Kivy. This looks to be a fully Python project then. Because Kivy is a user interface library that specializes in like touch features. And let's dive into it. Here are my 3 clients. Y'all are gonna see me struggle with this one because it requires like it's time based, so it's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. So I'm gonna be Cat here. We're going to go on hard mode for all of these. I'm going to create a room. Okay, so there's the ID. Over here, we're going to be Dave. We're going to paste the entry code. And thank you, not implemented, for the good luck. We're gonna go hard. We're gonna do it. I'm going to join the room, and we're gonna do mod mail. And we're also gonna go on hard mode. Join room. Okay, so we have the 3 here. So you can see in each here, there's 3. It'll highlight which one you are. Thank you for that. And looks like on the right side here with a little pop out, it's a little chat. And if I go here, I can see hi. So without further ado, let's start Pictionary with goblins. Okay, so now it's mod mail's turn, which is this one, and I have to draw Eureka. So here you can see all of my line widths. If I click random, okay. So I've the goblin attacked, and now if I try to draw quickly, it slows down. So I get lines instead of smooth curves. Let's see if someone tries to guess something in a different chat. Guess. No points awarded. Looks like no one's going to be able to guess this. So now it is Dave's turn. It's the middle one. Let's say Dave tries to cheat. Dave, okay, oh no, there's Pac-Man. Okay, Pac-Man's going to try to eat my drawing. That means Dave's going to try to cheat. He's going to be like, hey, the answer is vision. It's vision, everyone. But on other screens, it's censored. So no cheating for you. I'm really not a fan of Pac-Man eating my drawing. I don't even know how you draw a vision. Is it like a crystal ball? Like what's going on? Is that a crystal ball like enough? And it looks like this is a really long round. Maybe I need different colors. I can use an eraser. I can even erase Pac-Man here if I need to, but he will just draw over me. I can draw frames if you need just boxes, and rectangles if I need something more filled in. So pretty cool stuff. Now I have to draw an upgrade. So if I do, okay, so got a snail attack. So if all of my lines are very jaunty, or I have to really take my time. Let's let Dave get one. So Dave is going to guess upgrade for no particular reason. Ta-da! Dave won. And it tells you on all of your different screens. Mod mail. We're gonna finish out the round. I'm gonna make Dave win. Dave's really gonna win. Hydrogen. Haha, the goblin did nothing. Peaceful. There we go. Hydrogen. Totally. So again, this is pretty impressive that you have WebSockets relaying drawings with all of the things. You can play this on different items. I'm pretty sure you can play this like if you're able to launch Python on your phone via like Kivy. Pretty good. I believe their repository, they also have an Android APK file. So if you'd like to literally put it on your Android phone, you can. And the snail attacks again. We haven't gotten the earthquake yet. I was testing this out earlier today, and I got the earthquake, and that was much harder. So I have to draw a ditch. How do you draw a ditch? There it is. So you have a landslide. So I have to draw on the canvas, but I clicked off, of course. So everyone else's is normal, but I'm over here fighting for my life, trying to draw over here. So I'm struggling. It's a struggle. And I believe this is the last turn, and then we can move on. So I have to draw a newsletter. So we're going to draw a newspaper roll. Pac-Man, let me live. Please. Stop. No. And hopefully Pac-Man isn't too bad if people guess earlier. And Dave's just going to wreck this round. Yay! And ta-da! The winner is Dave. It handles ties very well, kicks you back out. You can make new rooms. The interesting part is you can choose different levels of difficulty for each individual player. So if you're an expert, but you just convinced your friend to play, you can put them on easy mode and you can be on hard mode. Pretty great stuff. So really well done, Centaurs. I had a lot of fun testing this out, even though it was a little bit stressful because I had a lot of things to draw and guess in the same screen. Nope, that's not the right thing. I hit. And you can see here all of this is what a WebSocket data packet looks like, if you can see in my terminal, which you probably can't because I didn't really zoom it in, but pretty good stuff. All right, so very good job, Cerebral Centaurs. And now we are going to move swiftly onwards, because we do have 10 of these to go through, to Dynamic Dryads. So I'm going to run their server in the meantime, and let's take a look at their README. Here we go. So before we move on, Cerebral Centaurs. The game is also available as an APK file to install on your Android device, so you could use a touchscreen if you wanted to on Android devices. Pretty great things. But we're going to move on to Dynamic Dryads, and I'm going to remember to change the banner. All right, so Dynamic Dryads built an app called Speed Debug. Yes, I said that correctly. Okay. So debugging can be motivating, but it usually isn't. Simulated debugging is another story. So Speed Debug is a browser-based multiplayer game that challenges players to debug some seriously broken code. The alternative to this is just hang out in Python General. That's pretty much all Python General is, I'm not going to lie. So each round consists of 5 multiple-choice questions, each of which offers a snippet of bugged code and several options. Players will receive 1 point for a correct response, and at the end, will win. So this is competitive Python General, I think is what I'm getting from this. And again, it's a feature, not a bug. Well, the feature here is that you have to debug the bugs. Pretty great. I've already done most of this installation, so let's go right to it. And you can also add more questions if you fork the repository. So server is running, and I believe I have, yes, here, okay. npm start, and that starts the local client, and that's on localhost 8080. All right, cool. Ta-da, Speed Debug. All right, so this will be my main one. This will be cat. And let's keep this competitive. We'll say 2 players, right? And we have a message from Chronifer, the team leader for the Dynamic Dryads, and he confirms it is exactly just competitive Python General helping. And let's say I'm playing against Modmail. All right, so as soon as we have enough players, the person who is the first one to connect now has the start game button. So we can start. Let's do it. And you can see immediately both questions populated on both sides. So let's see, the error that we're getting is that value error. So min arg is an empty sequence. So what change to the first line would we make to make sure that this one runs true? Oh boy. I'm taking suggestions for what the answer should be. Let's try this one. And on the second one, we're going to be doing that one. Nope. Neither myself or myself got points. To be fair, I didn't read the answers. I just picked one at random. All right, so let's try this one. I will choose the option that chat tells me to. What line of code would concatenate X and Y? Any suggestions? If someone popped into Python General and they're like, "Hey, this is my code. How do I add these two lists together?" And I'm getting the fourth option. And let's say Modmail is not as smart and says this one. Haha, I got a point. Very nice. And so you can keep doing this, adding own questions and making it a fun game to debug. This seems like a great opportunity for something like a classroom setting where, let's say it's your AP comp sci course and it's midterm week and you just want to vibe out, but your teacher still has to make you learn. This would be a great game. Just be like, have fun, join a web server, let's go. Go debug Python code, but make it fun, make it a game. So pretty fun stuff. Pretty impressed with how far it goes. I've tried this with about 10 different clients, and it's scaled very, very nicely up until Chrome started screaming for me running that many tabs. So overall, very nicely done. We can do 2 more if y'all want. Otherwise, we can move on to the next project. We have quite a few to get through. I will let chat choose. You can also just tell me the answer to this one if you want. Stobfinger in Discord chat says that Firefox tends to handle a lot of tabs way better than Chrome. Correct. Firefox is my daily driver, which means it also has like all of my personal tabs open, which I'm not willing to like accidentally show on stream. I simply use Chrome for literally these live streams. All right, but this is, again, really nicely done, seamless experience, and a really neat concept. You debug the code, and like that's the feature. Really fun. So very nicely done, dynamic Dryads. And time to stop the server. And it automatically stopped because I disconnected. Fantastic. Love it, love it. And for those worrying if your projects will work, I guarantee you they do, because I've already stood up and played and used every single project today. That's what I've done with this morning, so no worries. Moving on swiftly forwards, we're going to look at the Kindly Kappa project, which has so forth been unnamed. So the unnamed project by the Kindly Kappas. And I believe this is another server one. So I start a Unicorn server, which is handling all of the WebSocket data. And I also need to start Snackbox, which is pretty interesting. Yeah. Okay, come on, Docker. I believe in you, behemoth. Is it running? Is it running? Are you winning, son? Yeah, okay. Cool. So the the kindly Kappas are even using some of our own Python Discord technology, aka Snackbox. Snackbox is what drives our code evaluation inside our server. Our bot doesn't actually run any of the evals. It sends it off to this very closed off, jailed container where we eval the Python code safely. Because even if you manage to escape, even if you manage to like delete itself, that's okay. It's running in a Docker container and it's super like locked down with NSJail. So it's a great way to let like the public execute arbitrary Python code, but in a safe way. And so the kindly Kappas have decided to use it. Great stuff. And I believe this is just npm run dev. Correct. So there were a lot of different options for teams in terms of how to implement a WebSocket project. This team, Kappas, used Vue, which is a Node.js framework. Other teams used all Python the full way around, but that gets harder with like visiting a web browser, because WebSockets are really just a purely backend language, or a backend way to like transmit information. What you use to display that information can change. So some teams chose Python with something like Pygame or Kivy. Others decided to go a bit more of the web browser route and implemented things with like Vue, or I think it was mostly just Vue. I think all of the top 10 projects that did web browsers used Vue to some degree. So I thought that might be a React, but alas, no. And time to go to localhost. And this is on 5173. And while this is loading, so who decided on the team names? The team names are created by the CodeJam events team. I believe this year Scofflaw chose the theme, but we essentially compile a list of a noun. In previous cases, it was an animal. In other years, it was, I don't even remember, but it tends to be like adjective noun, and then we use alliteration to make it match. So this year, Scofflaw chose mythological creatures and had a lot of fun with the alliteration of it. That's probably one of our more fun items that we need to do to prep for the code jam is make the team names. And then we usually create like a list of like 70 and need to pare it down to the number of teams that we have. And that's when we get in a call and then fight about which team name we like the most and which ones can't be used. I will say my personal favorite name is Zesty Zombies. Just because, like, you never hear the term, like, zesty being applied to zombie. Zesty Zombies. All right, so we're going to look at the repo. I'm going to remember this for... Sorry, my webcam is directly over, like, the top portion of where all my tabs are, so you'll see me duck so I can read the tabs. I have a very pro streamer setup, as you can see. So let's take a look at the kindly Kappas. So have you had trouble learning about debugging in Python? Do you perhaps want just a continuous challenge? Then look no further. So this game provides a fun and interactive environment to learn more about the debugging process by slowly introducing bugs into the code you write. This is like working with a toddler for a coworker, I think. So they have several different types of bugs. They introduce errors. Let's take a look. So it looks like you write code, and then for fun, this app will just inject bugs into your code. Looks like colons are removed from if statements, for and while loops, and type annotation. Python keywords are changed at random. Equality operators are replaced with assignments. So if you want equals equals, now it's equals. And then brackets are randomly added or removed. They will de-indent by 2 spaces. I think that's the worst of them all. And insertion of just empty if statements, just if what, if nothing. Lines of code will be commented out. Function names will be replaced. mixing up bools, and type keywords will be introduced. So it looks like there are 3 levels. Level 1, all it changes is the frequency with which they introduce bugs. And it looks like the back end was made using Fast API and Starlet, and the front end was made using, I don't know if this is pronounced as Vite or Vitae. I'm going to go with Vitae because that sounds cuter, and Vue, Vitae and Vue. So I've already done all of the install stuff. I do appreciate y'all copying the Docker container here for Snackbox because I was just going to suffer. So I appreciate you including that. And otherwise, let's go check out the project. Let's try writing some code and seeing it live error out potentially. I'm going to pause quickly, make sure I didn't miss anything in chat. If you are a member of the team and I'm saying something that's incorrect or a little bit misinformed because I might have misread or misunderstood something, I'm giving you permission to just like ping me in the Codejammers channel, and I'll take a look and make sure to correct myself. Or if you ever have like anything more to like add, let me know. I believe Codejammers channel is currently debating how to pronounce. I'm just going to say Vitae. It sounds cuter. I'm going with the cuter one. Let's go. I don't know where the assets are from. You'd have to ask the team, I believe, but it's super cute. I like the assets. All right. So let's see. We're going to do cat, and we're going to create our, I can, ooh. Okay, this is great. This is how I can tell the difference between them. You can change your theme on here. This is cute. We're going to do... there we go. Oh, wait. No, you're right. You're right. I'm going to do Dracula for the pink, and then I'm going to do winter. There we go. We're going to do difficulty. We're going to do every 30 seconds there will be a bug injected. That's what we're going to do. So it's counting. Great. Let's write some code. Nope. Sorry, this is my Chrome freaking out, not the project. And here it begins. So now we get a pre-tuple, a pre-string, because it sees that it's an int, so it just replaces it with like, so now I need to go debug it. Because apparently one of my teammates might have done like a control replace, like a control find replace across the entire code base to replace ints. So that's not what we want. And let's get another user in here. So let's get modmail up in here. We're going to join room. The room code is IFVY. Oh, cute. And I'm going to and you can see here, this is the magic of WebSockets. As I'm typing here, it's automatically getting relayed, so we can do collaborative editing. And now you can play with the game of, is it my coworker or is it the app? Like, who's introducing the bugs? And now you can fight. And right here, if kindly Kappas, just random if statements being injected. We're going to keep on coding, though, valiantly onwards. There are sound. So I'm getting a question from Not Implemented in Discord chat. Is there any sound on the project? So far, the projects that I've looked at have not had sound. I will let you know if there is sound, but I will not be playing the sound. For my own sanity, I'm going to mute the ever-loving love out of any sound-based games. And right here, it's all of a sudden commenting out things. So now I need to uncomment it. There's random things. It's removed brackets. And I'm like, okay, I'm trying here. Random if kindly Kappas. Kappas, these aren't very kindly. So pretty fun. You can also evaluate the code if you want. And it removed an if statement. So it tells you there's a syntax error. So really cool that it as you evaluate code, it'll use Snackbox. You could code collaboratively, but also this app hates you and is introducing bugs. So kind of fun stuff. I believe the timer, oh yeah, that's a little bit too precise, but it's nice that the timers for when they inject bugs is between two different people, so pretty nice. Because I joined on mod mail about a minute and a half later, but also the UI potentially freaked out. Again, I think this will operate better when I'm not literally running them in like incognito mode, like together in the same browser. I think when using actual WebSockets, it will behave better. Because I think a lot of the UI glitches is because it's getting confused about which instance of Chrome incognito it's sending it to. So pretty cool stuff. The timer is stressing me out though, so I'm gonna leave the room because I don't do all the timers. So very fun. I enjoyed that as sort of an iterative way to do all sorts of things. So pretty great. I like that you can change different things here. Oh, there's where it is. Okay, so this one was designed by Tsuki, and it's from Free PNG, cute kappa in Japanese mythology. Oh, these are kappas, of course. So cute. So cute. All right, well, thank you, the kindly kappas. I'm not going to just code for fun on live stream, though. It's not going to happen. And let me kill the application. All right, so pretty fun. And we're going to go through one more project before we take about a quick 5-minute break, and then we can continue onwards. But we're going to look at the Kingly Kelpies. Kingly Kelpies with the 4-level ID and range 14. So let's take a look. Okay, so this game does have sound. I'm going to mute it immediately. But if you would like to check out what it sounds like, you're welcome to spin up the game and find out. But I will not be playing with sound. You can't make me. Good. Just gonna, there we go. All right, so we're going to do the host. We're going to do it on 8080. Before I forget, I'm getting ahead of myself because we haven't even looked at their README. Okay, good. All right, so let's look at the README. Well, there we go. All right, so this is for the Kingly Kelpies. So it's using the technology WebSockets, which we know, and the theme. So really cute GIF, and it looks like these are all assets they made. So this is a simple multiplayer puzzle game in which your aim is to reach the goal by pressing buttons, standing on plates, and moving boxes together with a friend. But some say that a few bugs snuck in. So they have quick instructions. First one is get a friend, with my favorite link of WikiHow, how to have friends, in case you weren't aware. I like that as a little cute thing. They even have instructions for how to get a friend. Really cute things. They also have a video description that you can watch if you'd like to. The video does contain spoilers. They have the installation instructions, how to join a game. Again, all great. They also have controls. So it looks like it's basic WASD, E to pick things, to press buttons, Q to pick up and drop boxes. Pretty cool things. And they even have a glossary of what the different objects look like and what it means. Help, I soft locked myself, and they let you know, hey, you probably noticed the reload level function doesn't work. That is because it contains our bug. So if you actually need to reload a level, like actually reload, they tell you how to do that. And credits. And some fun previews. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at what the game's twist and explanation of the bug is. So their interpretation of a bug turned into a feature is called the phantom boxes. So it's caused by the reload feature, which does not work correctly. So what happens is you move one box that you want to create like a phantom, a ghost version of, and then you reload the game. And now there's going to be two versions of the boxes. One at the original starting position and then one at the new position. And the other player will only see the box that was last placed by you. So it's a lot of like, you can only see the last thing that like each other moved. It's really cool. I definitely recommend, if you don't want to like to fully install the game, but you're like really curious about what the gimmick is in terms of the bug, that you go watch their video. Their video was very excellent and very fun to watch. And phantom boxes can activate plates and fill holes, but only on your end. All sorts of fun stuff. Fantastic. And Falcon, one of the team leader for the Kelpies, we're going to go to level 7, so we can go through things. So let's go. We're going to start port 8080. And by the way, that is an excellent README. That README is like really like that is a great README for any project, even like professional paid open source projects. Like that is the level of README you want to aspire to. You have clear installation instructions, you have a great demo, like it gives you all the information you need and it's clear to follow. That was a great README. And now I need to actually enter in the port because I'm running locally. Great stuff here. Ha. Hey, you can see the WebSockets in action. Okay, so all right, so this character is this one, and that character is this one. I'm going to switch them, because I can. All right, there we go. So I can do all sorts of things there. So we're going to, how do I go back to level 7? There's a button. I need to look at the commands again. Okay, we can access the level menu from here. The host. That makes sense. That makes sense. Thank you, Falcon. So we're going to level 7. Go. Hey, we're at level 7. So we have a box. I'm going to pick it up. I'm going to push a button. But now there's an issue. We have only one box, and that person is now stuck in here. So what do we do here? And the question is if we reload the level, ta-da, now you can see the difference. There's an extra box here now that only one of the players can see. So this is the bug that's a feature twist, where you can now work with your teammates, but only one of you can see the bug and figure out what you need to do. So now I can move this box, put it here. So even though this character can't see the box, they can still see the effect that it had, which is pretty cool. Ta-da! And now we made it out. Nope, I don't need to bring that with me. Yay! And I need to actually get my other player out there. But this is, again, a great little like puzzle game with a really interesting mechanic that like forces you to work with your friend and like communicate and things like that. So really, really cute. I really, really dig it. I'm going to switch these around again. Harshal says it's like It Takes Two. Yes, yes, it is. Also a very fun game. I sort of like these puzzler type of games. Pretty great. I think I made myself stuck. I did. I think I just, hold on. It's harder when you're both characters, I'm not going to lie. Okay, because now it's open on this screen, but not on that screen. So what if I go in this screen and I press E? And now that's open. Okay. It's almost reset. We're working on it. Okay, I'm working on it. So really fun, really cute. I dig it. Definitely recommend if you like puzzle games, especially partner puzzle games that you played out. I like the twist, I like the feature, and it's a great README, and I like the usage of WebSockets to relay information, but not necessarily consistently, but that inconsistency is on purpose. So I figured that the red needs to go on the plate also, but I'm also bad at puzzle games. So I'm going to not play this too hard. And my friends can attest that puzzle games are not my strong suit. But overall, I had a lot of fun, like testing out the game and everything. I can imagine a lot of folks having fun with this. So very, very nicely done. Especially because now you have to communicate information that's only on your screen. I don't know. I had a lot of fun with this. Very, very nicely done. All right. I forgot that the music runs in a different thread. Goodbye. Cool. There we go. Okay, so for that, we are about halfway through all the demos for the projects. I'm going to take a 5-minute just sort of water break to drink some water and grab some food. And otherwise, I'll be back in about 5 minutes. In the meantime, talk about what you've liked so far. And then we'll continue onwards in our live stream. So I will be back soon. 5-minute break. Hello, we're back. How are y'all doing? I forget there's a 10-second delay. I'm going to give it 10 seconds. Alrighty, right. Thank you for letting me take a quick water break. All right, so the next project that we'll be looking at on the list is, where's my list? The Logical Leprechauns. So let's take a look. The first thing I'm going to do is, because I remember that we're going to do this, because I am not that forgetful, we're going to look at their README, because READMEs are a great way to find out about any project. So we are looking at the Leprechauns. I need to change my banner. There we go. Logical Leprechauns, the Curse of the Mites. So the Curse of the Mites is a text-based MUD, what is called a multi-user dungeon. For some of the millennials and boomers in chat, what's up? You'll know this as like one of the first sort of RPG like massive multiplayer like online game. Like it's a text-based like multi-user dungeon. I kind of grew up on it. Hopefully others did too. I know that in the 2020 Code Jam, that was just Django. Technology was Django, and the theme was early internet. My team made a MUD, so it was great. I have fondness with MUDs. So in this one, we're playing as a caterpillar, whose goal is to grow into a butterfly to escape the forest cursed by mites. The recommended reading to truly appreciate the nastiness of mites. I pressed this. I don't like the images on the Wikipedia page, so I'm not going to click it. You can click it. I'm not going to click it. They're using WebSockets, and they're also using Textual, which is one of the newer text user interfaces on the block. Pretty great. I believe our 2021 Code Jam, our theme was text user interfaces, and Textual was one of our alpha approved frameworks because it was still heavily under development. So pretty great. They show here, again, screenshots, pretty great. They show you how to get started, how to install the game, run the server, run the client, and also the gameplay. So let's take a look at the gameplay. So Curse of the Mites, our main objective is to gain XP until we level up into a butterfly. We gain XP by killing mobs, as any good dungeon will have you do. And we control our caterpillar through the client's console. The twist of the game is that there's a curse and it's brain scrambling. All of our actions are actually like mapped to a different one. So if we like move up, maybe that means we move to the right. That's what I imagine. And they give you an example. When you try to move north, you may end up moving south. Or when you try to sing to your allies to heal them, you'll spit and hurt them. I'm sure that will be very good for friendships. So it shows you that you can register. If you disconnect while playing the game, your caterpillar's brain will be completely melted and it will die. Yes, you're a bad person. They clear that up straight away, that if you disconnect while playing the game, you're a bad person. Thank you, Logical Leprechauns. There's the console within the console. So the console is where we type our commands, and that's in our console. And we can type help. We have the map. So our character will be marked by a little yellow sign. Other ones will be marked with blue. We will not be able to see the mobs. And the console will at least notify us if we encounter one, though. So at least it'll tell us. We just can't see it. And each tile of the map, so each like area that we're in is a room. And we have to be in the same room as like other creatures or other players to interact with them. Time in this game happens every 6 seconds. So that's like our tick counter. So one of the cool things while I was trying this out is that if we want to move, all we do is we're telling the game server, hey, the next time you update, can you move me? So you can like queue up several commands and then it'll just execute them all at once. It's pretty cool. We have movements and spells. And it tells us all about our spells. So we can do name of the spell, name of the target. There are special actions, so we can remove the last action we entered from our action queue. We can just clear our action queue before the 6 seconds is up. We can just leave combat. Hopefully it doesn't fail. It even gives you some combat strategy. Enemies can have a lot of health, and they can even regenerate it. I hate that mechanic because, like, the mobs aren't allowed to be better than me. You know what I mean? But we can team up with other players to take on the mobs together. I will say that because of how this is implemented and the fact that I'm going to be using like the same, I'm going to be using PowerShell. I'm only going to play one player's perspective from this, because if I connect with another one, because I'm using like the same terminal, it's the same computer, it'll disconnect and kill my other character. This is best played actually through the internet. But I'll show you what it looks like from a single player point of view. Just note that like you can play with your friends. I'm not getting out a second computer to play this, though. I'm not doing it. I'm keeping this a one computer stream. You can also chat if it's not a valid command. You can just chat with other player. It's instantaneous, and all the other players will be able in the server will be able to read what we say. So you can ask for help, all sorts of things. And here you go. It goes really in depth with the interface. It shows you all of your different rooms. The walls are green. Spiders' dens are marked with red. I am not going to the spider's den. You can't make me. And you can see here, that's what your little character looks like. You can see here, this is where your console is. It'll show you your entities list. This is a very, very also well set up README. It explains like everything you need to do. And it also has some design decisions. I believe this is probably included for us because we're judging it. So it shows you sort of how it does everything. This team actually used pattern matching, which I love seeing new features. Love pattern matching. This is great. Fix, one of the team members of Logical Leprechaun, says that one of the things they had to leave on the floor, so to speak, because I mean, we did only give the teams 10 days. I guess you can't make a flawless, perfect app to end all apps in 10 days, but they couldn't quite implement all the security. But that is something to keep in mind. If you have more than 10 days to implement a project, take a look at security. And there we go. So let's take a look. Let's start up the game. I'm excited to play. So let's, all right, I have my instructions aside. I have a server for here, poetry run pi main.py. Everyone on this team was using either a Mac or Linux, apparently, because their run commands profoundly don't work on Windows. So, to be fair, textual shouldn't work on Windows either, but... And Leprechauns. This is my client. All right, so here we go. We have Curse of the Mites. Let me see if I can zoom in a little bit. There we go. Hopefully that's a little bit more legible to y'all. Since I'm actually playing this in my terminal, I'm going to increase my terminal font size. Let me know if it's still a little bit too small. So let's register. Let's make a character. Register cat. Ta-da! Just kidding. I'm going to make my terminal small again because I'd like to see the map. Sorry, y'all. You're going to have to struggle a bit. I will make sure to read out the commands and the results, but I do want to see the map. Okay, so let's use the help command so I can figure out what I'm doing. I should be registered, but I'm not. Let's kill it. Let's rerun it. Hey, there we go. And I immediately left the room. Is it because I'm still running something? Yeah, it is. Okay, cool. Fantastic. Sorry, this is me. This is not quite being correct with how I'm setting up to run this game, because I tried to run multiple terminals previously, and it is not meant for that. There we go. So let's say help. So let's do move north. All right, so we added it to the move queue. Cool. And hopefully our character will move north in just a second. It's about 6 seconds for the game, but you can see here there's no entities here. It shows you the allowed moves, all sorts of cool stuff. Move south. Okay, so apparently if I try moving south, that's west. Sorry, no. If I move north, that's west. So if I move east. Okay, east is east. South is north? Okay, added a move to the queue. It's move south. Bautista in chat says you might want to try a reverse console just to fully see the latest commands. So we're going to do that. Okay, so I'm viewing the old messages. Let's go to the top. Okay, cool. Okay, so moving south moves north. Cool. Figured that out. South is north, y'all. I haven't encountered any entities. Nope. Apparently south is east. What's east? Move west. I'm not great at MUDs, I'm not gonna lie. But hopefully I will eventually encounter like different mites and things. But I think just with the way the map is set up, I didn't quite get that. I can also try restarting the server. Let's try that. I think the console was a little bit scrambled, correct. Okay, server is running, and let's run the client. All right, we're gonna register Dave. Maybe Dave has more luck. All right, so Dave, and no entity here. All right, so we're gonna try moving. Let's go north. We're gonna see if this actually goes north. All right, so north is west. So let's try west. Maybe west will be north. Hey, there we go. And now over here, on the right side, we can see that there's a mite. So now we can fight it. Let's try to fight it. So we're going to bite the mite, which is a little bit ridiculous. Did I just say that? I think I need to do that, I think. There we go. Okay, so I'm trying to bite this mite, and I did. I hit it for 5 hit points. Let's try biting it again. The mite attacked themselves for 1 hit point, attacked me for a hit point. I don't like that. I've hit it itself again. Oh, God. I'm going to try to win this. I'm going to stack actions in the queue. I don't know how much health this mite has. I'm not going to lie. What happens if I spit on the mite? Okay, what happens if I spit? I've missed. Great. Love when that happens. I love when I miss. Missed again. I'm gonna keep trying it. Hey, just because I like playing games does not mean I'm good at them, okay? Oh my God, I hit it for 24 hit points? How many hit points does this mite have, y'all? Y'all. So again, very fun. And if other players join, which I won't do because of how the WebSockets connections work, in fact that I'm technically using like the same console. Oh gosh, you can't like got to keep going. Pretty great stuff. Again, this game is meant to be played with people. The enemies are hard and you're supposed to team up together. But overall, it's pretty fun as you move through and you try to figure out like which of your commands are mapped to what. Let's try stomping. Stomp the might. Okay, my stomp, I tried healing it, so stomp is not stomp. What if offer berry is? Is offer berry stomp? Yes, but I missed. Okay, so offer berry is my stomp, so that's great. Love that. Fantastic. Okay, I'm not going to play the full game because obviously it's meant to you know, have all this good stuff. Very fun though. I like the slight mix-ups. I can imagine being like, hey y'all, do you want to hang out tonight and play a cool fun game? And then like cue yelling as you try to remember what your commands are and then actually what your commands are hooked up to. So it's a fun game if you feel like really yelling at your friends. Very nicely done. All right, so let's check out the next game. We're going to move swiftly onwards. We're going to check out the Lucky Lacrota. So that's definitely not how you say that word. That's what I'm going with though. Let's check out their README because that's what we're going to do. READMEs are a great way, and I want to stress the importance of a good README. So let's take a look. So the Lucky Lacrotas made a chat app with Fast API, which has the tendency to forget to decrypt the messages. I wonder what that will look like. So it has a full UI with member count and even an editor to write Python code. Interesting. And a Python code runner with the standard library in the web browser. I'm curious about that. It looks like this is trying to be a Python Discord specific chat app where you have your Python interpreter built into the chat, it sounds like. So they go through how to actually like run it and like how to contribute back. They even have a Docker container for it, which I love. And authors. So pretty great. And they even have instructions for how you can get it to run on Heroku. Very nicely done. So let's run it. Let's see what's up. I believe I have this in Docker. And this should just be in localhost, if I remember correctly. Localhost. Give me 1 second. I'm going to kill a Docker container. There we go. We're good. There we go. All right, so now it's asking me for my name. I am Kat. And cool, I'm in a chat app. So let's get someone else in here because I don't like talking to myself that much, despite what the stream will have you believe. And we have the team leader, SAS2K, in our YouTube chat. And the Python code runner uses a JS library, and it uses Pyodide to run the Python. Very cool. And I'm going to talk to Dave. So you can see here that I can see Dave. So I'm going to say, hi, Dave. Fantastic. And here you can see when Dave tries to say hi back, looks like it forgot to decrypt it. So here you can see that it tells me what the algorithm is, which is just transposition cipher. So you need to transpose it to get it right. So pretty fun if you're like a fan of the basic sort of encryption algorithms and cryptography and that kind of thing. Pretty cool. And you get different ciphers. So we can have like the Caesar cipher, which good luck decrypting my keyboard spam. We have the transposition cipher again, but on this side. So pretty fun way to kind of have a conversation. We also have the code playground. So the output is in dev console. So I'm going to open up dev console in advance. Here we go. So let's do print hi. And let's run. Hey, there it is. It has the full Python standard library. So let's just do a basic for loop. Amazing. Invalid syntax. You're completely correct. I'm so good at code, y'all. Hey, and you can see in dev console 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So pretty cool that we can just like run Python code in our web browser. Pretty nice. Obviously, we can join with a bunch more people. Again, an error has occurred in the Python code. It'll let you know. It'll chat is here. You can also go to the docs, the about, view on GitHub, all sorts of great stuff. So, ta-da, pretty cute. I do really like that it's like this whole encryption algorithm and the decryption, all sorts of good stuff. So we have a question from Stobfinger. What happens if you try using like something like with open? I don't know. Looks like not quite, or I have a syntax error, which is entirely possible. Yep, no such file or directory. So it's evaling within Pyodide and all that sort of cool stuff. So pretty fun. At least it'll tell you like all the errors and things. So very nice job. Unfortunately, I'm not going to spend too long talking to myself back and forth because there's only so much talking to myself I can do. But very nice job. I like the encryption. I like that it tells you. It's a good way to sort of learn about different cool encryption ciphers, and the embedded Python interpreter is nice. So in the meantime, we're going to go check out the old-fashioned orcs. And I'm going to kill that container. All right, so the old-fashioned orcs, we're going to first, we're going to look at their README. So the old-fashioned orcs made a game called the Totally Generic Platformer. So let's take a look. A totally generic platformer is a totally generic platformer. It's just a generic average platformer with nothing special. We have been warned. So this game was for this Discord, Python Discord Summer Code Jam. I can absolutely use words. And it was entirely Python. So it uses Pygame and WebSockets to communicate the information. So that's pretty cool. Quick installation. They also have manual installation if you want. Also controls. Thank you for including controls. R if we experience a pseudo crash. All sorts of cool stuff. And screenshots. We like the screenshots there. They also have hints if you're stuck while playing the game. Try jumping around at random until something works. And in case you're stuck, there's different things you can do. Like for instance, level 2, it's probably because you need 2 people. Very fun. I like that you sort of have all of the endings if you need it. Makes my life for judging and reviewing code much easier. So very nice README. I like it, and let's give it a shot. This game also does have music. I will not be playing the music. You can see here I was trying this out earlier. Okay, we're going to shrink that down. No music. It shouldn't. It's because I never actually ran the server. That'll do it. Turns out if you don't run the server, it can't connect. Who knew? All right. No music. So let's try playing. There we go. So I was playing earlier and it remembers me. Maybe. Nope, it does. So let's open our second instance. Still no music. And I believe this is one of those games where I might have to play single player for a bit. No, there we go. Okay, so we have 2 people. But it's a little bit broken because, again, I'm joining from like the same console. So like this is not actually their code not functioning. It's because I am joining their game from the same like connection. So that's not quite how it's supposed to work. We're going to cheat though. So pretty fun. I believe that if I go here, let's reset. Dave. There we go. We reset the game. So we're going to start from the top. So welcome to a totally generic platformer. Tutorial will tell you how to play the game. Before playing platformers for, I'm sure you'll figure it out. So let's go this way, because we always go to the right. Hey, I accidentally skipped through that. It's like, congrats, you got the flag. What did you actually expect touching some random shiny flag to achieve? Do you just randomly walk up to flags and touch them? Do you? And what if they were a flat flag? They bring up good questions here. So let's keep walking. I'm gonna not have the console freak out in the background for y'all. So what if we go this way? Because clearly that way's not doing anything. Oh. How am I supposed to get through? Tourists again. Are you blind? Can you not see the very conveniently placed shovel right in front of you? Well, I can. It's like talking to a brick wall. I can't seem to pick it up. We don't have hands. We can't actually pick it up. So they grab the shovel, but this is clearly a brick wall, but clearly not. The devs forgot to add collisions to the brick walls. How convenient for us. And it looks like there's even more. Like if we go down here. Have any friends? Sorry if that came across as rude. I guess it's a bit weird if someone really comes to ask if any friends. It wasn't meant to be rude. Multiplayer games. Some levels are not possible alone. And the team, they have to justify implementing WebSockets somehow. Very valid. And press F if you have no friends. Does not generate friends, just skips the level. So I believe this is one of the levels where you need to pass to actually, get past this level. So we're going to skip it because I'm not, again, we're not doing it. We're going to skip this level. Pretty great stuff. I believe other levels are achievable. Hey, there's my glitched previous connection. Good, it's still there. Again, that wouldn't be glitched if I wasn't running it from like the same. I believe I can press E. No, nope. We're gonna go down. There we go. Nope, now I'm stuck. So all sorts of cool stuff. Over here, we're going to skip the level. So many flags. I don't remember allowing you to touch these flags. A fatal exception occurred. Okay. It does not want me to touch those flags. So R is the pseudo crash. So pretty fun stuff. Let's go back and look at the README because I don't remember the commands anymore. I have to pick up the shovel by the side. Yes. Yep. So if we look at the hints, just in case we're stuck, like me, we have to approach it from the side where our hands would be if we had any. If you can't get back by going left, try going right first. And you have a shovel now. What does the shovel do? It digs. There are other levels, like level 4, so it'll show you kind of what you have to do. Level 5 is a co-op only level, so if you're on your own, it's time to press F. So, fun stuff. We're going to keep skipping levels. Managed to go through all. Don't think you're outsmarting me. Are we assuming the pressure plate actually? Yep. Yep. Not great. Not great at these games. Oh, we can go down. Hey, there are switches. So with friends, you can now hit other blocks and your friends can go across. So definitely meant to be multiplayer, which is pretty cool. So very fun. This would work better if I wasn't running through the same connection. And we're gonna, again, skip this level. So it keeps on going. I'm not gonna play through the whole platformer. Y'all can read the README for it, all that kind of stuff. You can take a look. But pretty neat that, like, what's actually a bug? Did the devs actually put in a bug, or is this on purpose? So very nice job, y'all. If anything else you'd like me to say, let me know. Feel free to ping me. I'll happily mention it. But this was fun, especially the dialogue. Keep playing. I have to try to get to the surface. Y'all, I don't think you understand. I'm not good at games. I like games. That doesn't mean I'm good at them. No. I think I'm going to leave it as a task for y'all to play this game if you want to find out what the surface dialogue is. Because like you just saw, it's not happening for me. So very cute, very fun. And you can see here all the logging and the broadcaster threads. So very nice job. And otherwise, we're going to move swiftly onwards to the towering Tupilox. So let's get going. I am going to kill that. Docker compose up. And while Docker is thinking about getting up, let's take a look at the README. As Regreal57 says, the puzzles are left as an exercise to the reader, as any great textbook says. All right, so let's take a look at the Towering Tupilox. So they've made a quiz game to determine if a piece of code is a bug or a feature. They go through their overall program flow and how the libraries are used, so you can sort of see how the flow of the program itself works and all of the different levels of technology. Like you have your front end, your actual fast API app, and then your database. So it's nice to see sort of how the flow goes. Viewer discretion advised. Code shown in the slide is simplified for simplicity and space and does not conform to PEP 8. They go through a Docker installation, a manual installation. Definitely recommend the Docker installation for this, though, because that is a lot. And then there's just a view and play. So let's go check it out. That should just be localhost, and that's on 3000. All right, so we're going to do cat, and password is 4 A's. Nope, I lied. It's going to be Hunter 2. And let's make a new game. So what happens here is you can see my score, the number of user-submitted questions, the number of votes, and overall difficulty in votes. So the whole point of this is it's like a WebSocket quiz. As people add in questions, though, it will immediately get sent to other people who are playing, which is really cool. As people send across votes, it will immediately propagate. So you kind of see new questions being added and votes change in real time. So it's pretty neat. But let's actually try this feature out. There we go. So we need to figure out if this piece of code is a bug or a feature. So this function multiplies two numbers. It returns A multiplied by B. I think that's a feature. I think it does it. It's not bugged. Correct. So we can upvote the question, or we can go to the next question. And you can see my score there. I have 1 out of 1, 100%, of course. Now I can do, so this function calculates the square of a number. So chat, tell me, does this function does what it says it does, or is it bugged? Any guesses? I have to remember that there's a 10-second delay. Okay, the majority say bug, and that is correct. Possibly one of the more common bugs we see in Python general. This caret operator is not the exponential operator. The exponential operator is 2 stars, correct. So let's say it's a bug. We're correct. Almost everyone has made this mistake once. The up caret is the XOR operator, and it also gives you a link. So very nice. Let's go to the next question. I would have uploaded that if I could. So pretty fun. You can go through, we can upload a question, and it'll display the votes. It's similar to some of the other like quiz apps and fun things. The questions do get harder as you're like looking at docstring and you're following it, and you're like, okay, hold on. Is this actually like, how is this working? Like, hold on. And of course, you can also upload our own question. So we can put in like hey, here's the question. We can put in if it's a bug or a feature. We can do the question title, and we can also add in a question explanation, because any good quiz app is also a learning opportunity. So pretty cool. I'm not going to go through and play a quiz game too much though, but I recommend y'all if you want to. This is pretty cool. I'm a big fan. I'm also not going to go ahead and add in too many questions, just because I need to like add in code, and my brain is not quite there right now. But overall, very nicely done. I played this a bit more extensively when I did the code review for this team, and it works very, very nicely. So good job, y'all. But I'm also not going to quiz myself for fun on a Saturday afternoon. You can't make me. All right, and finally, we are going to review our final project by the Zesty Zombies. The Zesty Zombies, let's take a look at their first, hold on, need to kill that Docker container. They have a Pong breakout hybrid with some odd twists and features. So they have a planning document available here, and also if you wanted to look at their video, it's available. I will recommend looking at their video. They play with more people than I am capable of doing alone. So that is an exercise left to the reader, is to go view the video. So let's take a look at the README. So they have the requirements, Python 3.10 or newer. They show you how to launch the client. I do appreciate activating the virtual environment and including all of the different styles and things. That's very nice. Give me 1 second. I totally remembered Zesty Zombies. There we go. Activating the virtual requirement very nicely. We love virtual environments here, installing dependencies and running the client. It also shows you how to do gameplay. Apparently a public server is also available for judging and demonstration purposes at this IP address. I am going to use locally hosted one, just so I can better control things. But if y'all are in chat and y'all want to play, get on it. So the gameplay. So it's basic Pong, right? The game of you want to prevent the ball from like going past your paddle. Up to 4 players can join a server, each controlling a paddle on one of the edges of the screen. The ball will bounce off the walls when there's no paddle present. Player points are awarded to the player who last bounced the ball before it hit a wall and was reset. Bricks will spawn randomly, extra points for each brick. That's where the breakout comes into. And there's a small chance for a brick to activate a power-up when it's destroyed. By power-ups, this is more like you curse your enemies. So power-ups will affect all the other players. So for instance, if you get a power-up, that makes the ball invisible for everyone else. So like, good luck trying to hit that. Or your paddle's invisible. Good luck. Or you have inverted paddle movement, where like all of a sudden it's like flipped around. So pretty fun. And again, they go through how to host a server. They also have a Docker container as well, which is pretty cool. And they have some extra features included in the game, but they will not list them here. So you have to have fun discovering them yourselves. Zesty Zombies, I'm not going to lie. It was really hard playing this solo, and I don't think I found those extra features. So if you'd like to, you can say what they are and tag me, and I'll kind of go through it on the stream. If you want to keep it a secret, that's also fine. I did look through the code, so like I know what happens, but in terms of displaying it on stream. And it even goes through sort of how the communication works with WebSockets and the JSON format. So very nicely done. It goes through the user interface, which is arcade. So again, this is one of those pure Python projects, and some improvements that could be made. So otherwise, let's give this project a shot. We're going to start the server. Fantastic. And let's start my clients. So one of the things is that it almost immediately starts. So I need to get both of my clients up first. Okay. I'm only going to play with 2 clients because I just can't manage more than that. I tried. It does not go well. Localhost, connecting. Did I not run the right server? Is it not vibing? Why not? I should be happy with it. I think I killed all other Docker containers. Connect. Give me 1 second here. Because I think it's something on my end. All right. This is the non-Docker method. Is everything else killed? Nope, that's why. Sorry, y'all. This is what happens. It was trying to connect to the other project that I still left running in the background. This is why I can't have all the projects running at once, is because they're all trying to connect through the same area. So you can see here, I can just play by myself if I want to, but that's not that fun. Let's get it something else in here. All right, so starting up client 1 and client 2. So Grote says that this is why we don't hoard terminals. I refuse to learn any lesson from that. I will keep hoarding terminals and you can't stop me. So, all right, here we go. So there's 1 player and 2. I have to quickly move my mouse so I can control it between the different screens. And here's where the breakout comes in. Again, this is harder on your own. Nope. Wrong screen. But this is much more fun when you're playing with about 4 people and you only have to worry about 1 paddle. Definitely recommend playing this with some friends. But very fun. I did get to play some power-ups. Okay, so there you can see that now on this other screen, if I don't look on the left, it's invisible. So that's one of those power-ups where you randomly break a paddle and for everyone else it's invisible. And if you're playing properly, i.e. not against yourself, like side by side, that would make that much more difficult. So... overall, the controls are really smooth. I just really want to show some of the power-ups that involves me actually like getting good at this game, which is asking for a lot, I'm not going to lie. All right, so there you can see on the right again, it's invisible. I'm going to cheat because I can see both screens. Oh, crap, it's inverted. All right, so we have invisible wall on one and an inverted, God, Jesus, paddle on the other, which I do not like, but pretty fun. And you can keep going. Clearly one of these players is winning. It's my left screen, apparently. But very, very fun. I can play this for entirely too long. And here is an invisible paddle on the left screen now, and it's inverted. So very fun. I like the concept. It was fun playing. So very good job, y'all. I'm going to kill this, though. There we go. And that is... Yes, I do have a cat up on my shelf right next to my monitor. The cat's name that you saw jump up is called Lemon, not after the server owner. That was entirely coincidental. But overall, those are our top 10 projects. So very nicely done. I mean, all the projects were fantastic. Even looking at all of the videos and trying to determine a top 10 was incredibly difficult. But in the meantime, we're going to take about a 20-minute break. The events team and admins, we're going to deliberate, and when we come back, we can talk about the winner of the Code Jam, which is very, very exciting. So go grab some water, take a bio break if you need to. We'll be back in about 15, 20 minutes. See y'all then. Hello, everybody. We are back. We have come after some rigorous debate, and we used a voting poll that was both anonymous and ranked fairly, so all that good stuff. I'm going to give it a couple of minutes for everyone to filter back on in, but it's going to be time to announce who our winner is. So the way that I'm going to do this is I'm going to announce third place, second place, and then first place. So we'll be going through all of this. So is everyone back? How are we feeling? How are y'all doing? We've been streaming for about 2 hours and 20 minutes. Have y'all had enough water to drink? Are we doing good? Yeah? I mean, I know I've had a good time. I just got to play a lot of fun projects all day, so it's been a good time for me. All right, fantastic. So if I can get a drum roll for third place. Our third place team did a fantastic job of building out a multi-user dungeon. Congratulations to the Logical Leprechauns for third place. They implemented a multi-user dungeon through WebSockets. Their README was excellently done, and throughout their code, it illustrated a lot of really smart decisions that we really liked. It was fun to play, and we liked the twist on the bugs in multiple ways, both killing the bugs and also your commands were flipped. So, very well done. Congratulations. Logical Leprechauns on third place. Congrats, congrats, congrats. And now for second place. The second place made a fantastic game involving boxes. Congratulations to the Kingly Kelpies on just a very well done game that had an interesting mechanic of like boxes, but only some of you can see it and only after you restart. It was very fun to try to play out. Congratulations to the Kingly Kelpies on second place. And your code as well was well done. And I loved all the assets, and again, the README was fantastic. So, congrats, congrats. And finally, for first place, the winners of our Code Jam that will receive the illustrious, prestigious, and pink role of Code Jam Champion, I present the Cerebral Centaurs. They made a Pictionary app with a couple of twists with goblins messing things up. The drawing applications and how the WebSockets relayed information across to different participants was well done. And just the whole guessing structure, overall, just very good idea, implementing the twist and executed supremely well. So congratulations to our winners, the Cerebral Centaurs. Please note that this was very difficult to decide, and even if you weren't one of our winners today, like all of these projects are so good, and there were a couple of close calls for our top 3 and our winner. But overall, congratulations, everyone. These projects are hugely impressive, like resume level impressive to some degree if you want to put like a project on your resume. Congratulations. Before I fully wrap up this stream, I am the events lead on the server, and therefore, for me to get my monthly pay of lemons, I need to talk about events. So if you enjoyed this Code Jam, wonderful. We will be releasing a feedback form. Not today. I need to go sleep. But within the next week, where we really want your feedback, we'd like to make the Code Jams better, so we really want to make sure that it is sustainable for us, but also fun and engaging for you. So if you have feedback for us on what parts you liked, ways that we can maybe improve on the submission process, things like that, we'll be releasing a feedback form. Again, we want to make this the best event it can be, and we'd love for your feedback to help make that happen. So keep an eye out for that. We'll be pinging it, the participants role for your feedback. Additionally, Revival of Code is going on. If you kind of miss code, we have Advent of Code in the summer. You can head on down to our Revival of Code channels, and take Revival of Code at your own pace. All that sort of good stuff. Additionally, for those who are also in Pi Week, you have about 2.5 hours to get those projects submitted. You'll be seeing an announcement about that later tonight with next steps. If you have only just heard about Pi Week, you have about 2.5 hours to make a game and submit it. So get going. And finally, Pixels is making a return later this year. Now that the Code Jam is wrapped up, I know that my events team, we're all going to pivot over for Pixels development. So keep your eyes tuned for an official release date for that. Otherwise, I'll hang out here for just a couple more minutes if people have any questions. But I am probably going to wrap up the stream in about 2 minutes, just so I can cap it at 2.5 hours for my own sanity. For those asking if we have a full order of the top 10, we don't quite, because below the top 3, depending on what order, on which ranking style we choose, it can change the rankings. The top 3 were consistent no matter which ranking style we chose. So that's our top 3. We won't be releasing the top 10 rankings because, again, it depends. And plus, like, y'all are real good. Just take the top 10. Really, really good. Otherwise, thank you so much for the Code Jam. It has been great seeing y'all work together in a team. It's been so much fun looking through the projects, reviewing it, going through code reviews, and really just seeing the amazing ideas and seeing you execute on them. I hope you had fun and look forward to hopefully seeing y'all next year. Otherwise, if there are no more questions, I will likely finish up the stream. I will have to wait 10 seconds for you to see that statement. So. Okay, no more questions, but y'all have a good night. For those asking what kind of ranking we did for this, we did a Condorcet ranked choice. There's a couple of different ways to rank it, so you know. But we did a couple of different variations on what kind of vote resolving for Condorcet voting. All right, good night, y'all. Have a wonderful Saturday evening, and good luck with your Pi Week projects. Bye.